Okay, we want to move down to another new topic today, which is talking about number bases. And you see REV here, which indicates that it is a revision class. You must have done it probably in your JSS1 or so, but now we want to have it done again as we prepare for this external examination. Okay, the aspect we are going to be looking at this morning is conversion. That is conversion from one base to the other. And these are the objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to achieve all these objectives, which is majorly converting from one base to the other. And while doing this, you may see words like binary, octal, denary, duodecimal, hexadecimal. These are what they actually mean. Okay, let's move down to the first numbers from one base to another base. You agree with me? We are converting from one base to another base, which may be 2 to 5. And there is no how we can move from 2 to 5 without moving first from 2 to 10, then 10 to 5. That simply means we have covered about 2. Okay, in this. Now we have examples saying convert 107 in octal. Don't always call this 107. Once it is not in base 10, you only assume it is 107 when it is written in base 10. But now we are working on octal, which is base 8, to binary, which is base 2. Okay, that means we have something like 107 base 8 to base 2. Okay, to have this one done, we are going to have 107 converted to base 10 first, which is saying 107 base 8 to base 10. And from what we are taught in your JSS1, we are going to have this one expanded with their place value. What do I mean by expanding? This one is the unit part of the figure. This is the 10th part, and this is the 100th part, according to what we were taught in your GSS class, GSS1 class. So we have this one now to be 1 multiplied by the base, raised to the power of 2 plus 0 multiplied by the base 8 to the power of 1, then plus 7 times 8 to the power of 0. Okay, this will give us 8 raised to the power 2 should give us 64. Okay, plus 8 raised to the power 1 should give us 8 multiplied by 0, everything there will give us 0. Then 8 raised to the power 0 will give us 1. And 1 multiplied by 7 should also give us 7. And which made the final answer here to be 64 plus 7. And what is 64 plus 7? 64 plus 7 will give us, I think, 71. This 71 now is in base 10. Okay, we have done the first part. Moving on to the second part now. The 71 base 10 should be converted to another number in base 2. Okay, that will give us what we have here, 71 base 10 to base 2. Okay, in this one now we know that it is a successive division. We continue to divide and keep the remainder. And the final answer now is the upward collection of the remainders. Okay, so we have this is 71. We continue to divide it by the base given, which is base 2. 2 goes in 7. Okay, 3. Remainder 1. Okay, in 11. 2 goes in 11. That will give us 5. And our remainder is 1. Okay, 2 goes in 35. 2 goes in 3. That is 1. In 15, that should be 7. The remainder is still 1. Okay, 2 goes in 17. That should give us 8, which is 16 then. The remainder will still be 1. And 2 goes in 8 will give us 4. The remainder is 0. 2 goes in 4. We have 2. The remainder is 0. 2 goes in 2 also will give us 1. And the remainder is 0. And lastly, we have 2 goes in 1 with 0 remainder. We stop the moment we discover this one is 0. And like I said earlier, upward collection, we must indicate it by this with this arrow. And that means we can now go ahead by saying 107 in base 8 now. 107 in base 8 is now equal to 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 1 in base 2. Okay, with this, we have succeeded in converting from a base to another base. Okay, looking at the last example we have here, Converting a decimal number to other bases. Converting a decimal number to other bases. Like what we have here, we are being asked to convert 0.375. This is in base 10 to be converted to base 2. This always gives students little problem. So I want you to pay attention very well here. You have this to be 0.375. You continue to multiply by the given base. And what is the base we are talking about? Base 2. So you say times 2. Okay, 2 times 5 will give us 10. Keep 1. 2 times 7, that is 14. 14 plus 1, that is 15. We still keep 1. 2 times 3, that is 6. 6 plus 1, that is 7. Then 2 times 0 will give us 0. Okay, this is the first step. We continue, we only pick the decimal aspect of it and leave the whole number. And what is the decimal part? The decimal part is 750. So we move down to the next step by saying, okay, we have 0.750 multiplied by 2 again. This will give us 2 times 0, 0, 2 times 5, 10, pick 1, 2 times 7, that will give us 14, 14 plus 1, 15, 2 times 0, that is 0 plus 1, that will give us 1. Okay, like I said earlier, you still continue with the decimal part. And what is the decimal part? 0.500. So you now say, lastly, 0.500 multiply again by 2. 2 times 0 will give us 0, 2 times 0 will give us 0, 2 times 5 will give us 10, we keep 1, 2 times 0, 0 plus that one, that will give us 1.8. Okay, with this you see, we discover that we have ended up having all the decimal part being zeros. Though it is not in all cases that we have all the values at the decimal part to be 0, we have some situation whereby the decimal part still continue, and in such a situation, do it 4 times. And then collect your answer. So what is now our answer? Our answer now is a collection of the whole number. What are these whole numbers? The first whole number we have there is 0. So we will write this 0 here. 1. The next whole number we have is 1. So we have this one, 1. The last, we have 0. We have, this is what we are picking now. We have 0, we have putting it, we have 1, we are putting it, and lastly we have 1. So we have this. So this is now in base 2. So we can now conclude by saying, therefore, 0.375 in base 10 is now the same as 0.0112. Okay, I want to believe at this point you must have learned something meaningful in today's lesson, and the other material will be sent to you via Google Classroom. Have a nice day. Bye.